Every problem you have right now, money, relationships, career, health, mental state, every single one of them can be traced back to violating one of three fundamental principles that a group of philosophers figured out in ancient Greece and Rome roughly 2,300 years ago. Not 10 principles, not 50 habits. 3. Marcus Aurelius built his entire philosophy around them. Epictetus taught them to anyone who would listen in his school in Nicopolis in the early 2nd century. Seneca wrote about them obsessively in his letters to his friend Lucilius in the last years of his life. 3 pillars. And the reason your problems feel unsolvable is probably because you're missing at least one of them completely. Let's go through them. Pillar 1. The Dichotomy of Control. This is the foundation. If you get nothing else from this video, get this. Epictetus opened his handbook, the Enchiridion, with a single idea. He wrote, "Some things are within our power, while others are not." That's it. That's the whole thing. The entire framework in one sentence. Within our power, our opinions, our impulses, our desires, our decisions, our character, how we respond to things. Not within our power, our bodies, our reputations, our possessions, other people's behavior, outcomes, what happens to us. Simple, almost insultingly simple. And yet most people spend the majority of their mental energy on exactly the wrong column. Think about the last time you were genuinely stressed, really stressed. What were you stressed about? Probably something in the second column. What someone thinks of you, whether a deal will close, whether a relationship will work out, whether you'll get the job, whether the flight will be on time. None of that is in your control. And Epictetus was saying, with real force, that directing your energy there is not just ineffective, it's the source of almost all human suffering. Here's where people misunderstand this principle. They think it means being passive, accepting whatever happens and doing nothing. That's not it at all. It means doing everything within your power, which is often quite a lot, and then genuinely releasing attachment to the outcome, not pretending to release it while secretly being anxious, actually releasing it. Marcus Aurelius practiced this under conditions most of us will never face. The Antonine Plague, which historians believe was either smallpox or measles, killed somewhere between 5 and 10 million people across the Roman Empire between 165 and 180 AD. Marcus was emperor for most of that period. He couldn't stop the plague. He couldn't control who died. What he controlled was the response, the distribution of resources, the medical care, his own composure while governing through catastrophe. He wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength, not comfort, strength. There's a difference. Here's the practical version of this for your actual life. When something is bothering you, get specific. Write down exactly what's worrying you, then draw a line down the middle of a page. Left side, what I can actually do something about. Right side, what I cannot control." Most people find that the right side is much longer than they expected, and that almost all of their mental energy was going there. Put all your energy into the left side. Let the right side go. Not because you don't care about the outcome, because spending energy there doesn't change the outcome. It just costs you your peace. That's the first pillar, and honestly, for most people, just this one changes everything. Pillar 2, Memento Mori, the practice of impermanence. This one makes people uncomfortable. Good, it should. Memento Mori is a Latin phrase. It means remember that you will die. The Stoics weren't being morbid, they were being strategic. Marcus Aurelius came back to this idea constantly throughout his meditations. He wrote things like, "Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life, now take what's left and live it properly." And how many a Chrysippus, how many a Socrates, How many an Epictetus, how many another like him, time has swallowed up. He was reminding himself that everyone dies. Every great person who ever lived is gone. He would be gone too. And that awareness, rather than being depressing, was meant to create urgency and clarity about what actually matters. Here's why this is a pillar for solving problems specifically. Most of the problems people suffer over are problems that feel enormous in the moment but are almost completely irrelevant in any longer time frame. Someone said something embarrassing at a party, feels catastrophic at 2 a.m., completely forgotten by everyone involved within 2 weeks. A business deal fell through, devastating in October. A footnote by January. A relationship ended badly, world ending in the moment. 2 years later, the defining event that pushed you towards something much better. The Stoics used death as the ultimate perspective tool. If I'm going to die, and everyone I know is going to die, and everything I'm building will eventually disappear, then what actually matters right now? Usually the answer is significantly less than you thought. This isn't nihilism. It's the opposite. When you strip away everything that doesn't matter because it won't last anyway, what remains is what actually matters. Your character, your relationships, how you treat people, whether you're living according to your values. Seneca wrote this in one of his letters to Lucilius, and this one is real. I'm not making it up. Let us prepare our minds as if we had come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Let us balance life's books each day. Balance life's books each day, meaning live each day as if it could be your last. Not in a reckless way, but in a way where you're not postponing the things that actually matter. The practical application is straightforward and slightly uncomfortable. Spend 5 minutes once a week sitting with the fact that you're going to die, that the people you love are going to die, that everything you're worried about right now will be completely irrelevant to everyone within a few generations at most. Then ask yourself, given that, what should I actually be focusing on today? Most people find that this exercise doesn't depress them, it clarifies them. The noise drops away. What matters becomes obvious. That's the second pillar. Pillar 3, Amor Fati. Love what is. This is the hardest one, and probably the most powerful. Amor Fati is Latin for love of fate. Marcus Aurelius didn't use that exact phrase, but he described the concept repeatedly. The philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche named it explicitly in the 19th century, but he was drawing directly from Stoic philosophy. Here's what it means. Not just accepting what happens, not just tolerating it, actually loving it, finding a way to want exactly what is happening, even when it's painful, even when it's not what you wanted, even when it's genuinely bad. This sounds insane, I know, but here's the logic underneath it. Everything that has ever happened to you has led to this exact moment. Every failure, every loss, every embarrassing thing, every wrong turn. If you change any single event, you don't get a better version of your current life. You get a completely different life that might be worse, might be better, but definitely isn't this one. Most people spend enormous energy wishing things had gone differently, wishing they'd made different choices, wishing other people had behaved differently, wishing circumstances had been different. The Stoics said that energy is not just wasted, it's actively harmful, because it puts you in a permanent state of resistance to reality, and reality always wins that fight. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A blazing fire makes flame and brightness out of everything that is thrown into it." That's Amor Fati. Whatever is thrown at you, make it fuel, make it brightness. This is different from toxic positivity. It's not everything happens for a reason or it'll all work out. It's harder than that. It's saying, this happened, it's real, it's part of my story now. What do I do with it? Epictetus, who again was an actual slave with a permanently crippled leg caused by his master, had every reason to spend his life in bitterness about what had been done to him. Instead, he became one of the most influential philosophers in Western history. His suffering wasn't incidental to that. It was the material he worked with. He said, "Seek not that the things which happen should happen as you wish, but wish the things which happen to be as they are, and you will have a tranquil flow of life, not a perfect life, a tranquil one," which, if you think about it, is what most people actually want when they say they want to be happy. The practical version of this is a question you ask yourself when something bad happens, not, "Why did this happen to me?" That question has no useful answer. Instead, given that this happened, and I can't change that it happened, what's the best possible thing I can do with it from here? That question has answers, useful ones, and it moves you forward instead of keeping you stuck in resistance to something that's already done. 3 pillars, the dichotomy of control. Put your energy only where you actually have power. Release everything else. Memento Mori. Remember you're going to die. Use that awareness to cut through the noise and focus on what actually matters. Amor Fati. Stop fighting what already happened. Find a way to use it. Marcus Aurelius had all 3 of these going simultaneously while governing 70 million people through plague, war, and betrayal in the 2nd century AD. He wasn't perfect at any of them. His meditations are basically a private journal of a man constantly reminding himself of principles he kept forgetting to apply. Which is the point? These aren't things you master once. They're things you practice daily. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." 3 pillars, one truth underneath all of them. The only thing you actually control is how you respond to what happens to you. Build your life around that. Everything else follows.